Alright guys, so we're gonna be working on a 20, I think 15. I forgot what year this model is. It's a Honda Pilot. I forgot what year. Let me double check on that. Alright, so yeah, it is a 2015. It was produced in September of 2014. So late 2014. So we're gonna be changing out the brake pads. So what I did, instead of removing the whole brake caliper, because it makes things a little bit harder, the fact that these pins are right underneath it, so you want to be able to place it back in instead of just trying to fiddle with it, trying to get underneath it, right? So imagine this caliper was right over this, covering the whole thing. You would not be able to put these on. I mean, if you did, it'll be really difficult to even get them on. These basically go into little holes which enters here, one section right over here, and the other one is going to go onto the other brake pad. So that's what it looks like. Kind of hearing noises outside. So from there, you're going to be removing these. So you're going to remove the bolts that's hanging onto here on the brake caliper, which is basically a, I think, 17 millimeter socket or ratchet, whichever one you prefer, and just remove it. So when you remove those, what you want to also do is press in the pistons from the brake caliper. So what I have is one of these little piston calipers that actually presses it in. So basically one side will loosen it up while you press the other one in, which will tighten it up, press it against it. So these are pretty useful. You will need to get used to it. It's a little bit different, so compared to the C-clamps. So now we're going to be replacing the brake calipers, but first off I'm going to be greasing these clips, brake clips on. So I'm going to do that, and then make sure, actually let's double check, make sure it's the same size, because we had an issue with the Mazda CX-5 where these brake clips were smaller and compared to the ones that's on the vehicle. They're a little bit more wider. So what was going on was it was squealing the whole entire time while you're driving the vehicle. So we're gonna be removing the brake clips, brake pads. Should have got a flathead. Looks like this one's on there a little bit. Okay. So it comes off. It's really worn down. So what I want to do, if I did have a flathead with me at the moment, would have made things a lot easier. I don't have to be forcing it with my fingers. Alright, so we're going to be removing the brake caliper clips. There you go. So what you want to do is compare the new ones with the old ones. For a quick second there, I thought the new ones were shorter. So you want to compare these, make sure they're exactly the same length and spacing. Not sure what's going on with the new brake clips. The new ones on the Mazda CX-5 from model 2013 to 2016, the distance between here is shorter, which is causing this brake clip to grind on the brake rotor, which is weird. And the original ones that's on there, they're wider. So what I did was use the old ones. What you could do is, if they're damaged out, you could purchase them at the dealership. So at least, you feel at ease that they're brand new. These brake rotors are pretty worn out now. So looks like they gotta be replaced. I would say give it another 2 more years. So they start squealing, then you gotta replace them. They do create a little vibration, a lot more, especially they wear out the brake pads unevenly if you have these. So I'm gonna grease these up. Alright, so I forgot to show you guys though. So what you want to do is check where the brake sensor side, which is this little clip right here, came off from. It looks like from what I see, this is the piston side. So with the piston side right there, looks like you can't even see it well. There you go. So with the piston side, I know that, okay, this is the side where the pistons was going into. So this is basically where the brake sensor is on this side, so it goes in that way. So that's one way you can tell, okay, where is this brake sensor go. So just a little mechanical piece, that's it. Just when it gets worn out, this will start scratching onto the surface a lot more. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, you just got to be very careful. Well, that's one way to let you know that, okay, the brakes are worn out. They're basically done for. Okay, so I got that on this side, kind of slide it in. It's pretty easy. So once you get this in, make sure this brake clip is in all the way. So you want to get it in place and out in there. Looks like, okay, I was looking for these little pins. So you want to do, you could start either one from the top or bottom. So basically get into the hole, get in there and get the other one into the other hole, and just like that. Simple compared to, you know, you being able to remove the whole brake caliper and with this outer place too as well. That would be very difficult because you're gonna have to try to get it in together and try to get it worked out. I did that one time and it took me a good 3 hours for one side. It was really difficult. And then the other side, it took me about, I would say, an hour, 30 minutes, because I already had it figured out. But if I didn't have it figured out, yeah, definitely would have taken a lot longer. Okay, so this looks like doesn't want to go in. Okay, so I'm gonna get one side first, the other side. There you go. So now you want to do is put it all back together. Simple as that. Just be very careful when you're putting this in so the clips does not come off. Or the little springs, that's what you want to call it, whatever these things are. It's one part of the brake hardware kit, and see what I mean, it came off. So let's see, let's try to get that back in again one more time. That's the part where I was afraid of, because these will tend to come off easily. So you want to push it in all the way. Even if you do, they tend to come out. That's one of the difficult parts of putting this in. So sometimes this could take a while. As a brake job, it could take a pretty long while to do. Okay. So you want to push these in. Ow. So when you put these in, you want to put the bolts back on. One reason why, so that way you can inspect those clips came off or not. Because if you try to inspect it, well, nothing's holding on the bracket. It'll just basically come off, and you just be frustrated the fact that it came off. So it looks like it's in there. Okay, perfect. One way you can tell is just check the sides on the back end. So you check these holes right here to see if they're pressed down. When you look there and here, you notice it's pressed down, then you're good. So once that's all good and set, I want to just double check again, making sure it is good. It's down. Yes, it is. So once you're good and set, you want to just tighten all this back in. And then once you do, you're good. Now you can start on the other side. So it's going to be the same for the both fronts. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to change the back ones as well. So with these little brake caliper holders, you can purchase these online. I'm not sure if they're on Amazon, but I did purchase this on a website. It was, I think, eurocarparts.com. Don't remember exactly. It was a European site made for European cars. So it's very helpful, especially you're working with heavy brake calipers, especially for V8s and V12s. Those are really heavy to hold in place, and especially when the brake line is short and you need something to hold these on just to protect it, just to keep them from ripping off the hose. So what do you guys think? Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think on this, and I'll get on to the next video. Peace.